Hi folks, I just want to kind of elevate some of the great forms that we saw in week 3 as part of our week 3 summary. The focus was on ITES, no, listen to me, ITES, okay, North Carolina, NETS Standard 3, which is about research and information fluency. And so here's a Google form from Brian Hill, which I just thought was really amazing for a couple of different reasons. When I like that he and some others of you had done this. Cindy Falk was one. I really like that you took advantage of that top block in your Google form, and you can put websites right there. So that's really nice to kind of include the resource that you're having kids evaluate right there in the field, and that also is good if you're having these conversations with parents and with kids. This is obviously his pre-filled one, so this might be sort of like his key. The other thing I really like about this is that it's a mixture of multiple choice questions as well as some open-ended questions. So I really like that. And he does provide some help text to help kids kind of get their head around what Brian was sort of looking for. Only one small criticism about this is you just want to make sure you always include a student name, right? You got to have that. And I do like that he has them required. So, because kids will get really smart about skipping questions as soon as they figure out that if it's not required, they can skip it. But overall, great, excellent, mixed use kind of form. Let's jump to another one. This one comes from Garena. Really like this. Again, gives some directions about some work that they need to do maybe prior to this filling out this form as well, or maybe even kind of in tandem. So this is what you need to be doing, and these questions sort of guide maybe the resources and other things that they might need to complete this project. So I thought that was really good. She does make sure that she gets a student name or a group number, which is always really helpful. And if you do group numbers, you can almost do that in multiple choice, so all you have to do is just pick their number. The other thing, though, I just, again, would just maybe say just try to make these questions required, because the kids we know will skip them. Even adults will skip survey questions that are not required. So that's the only little tweak I'd make there, Glorina. Otherwise, great form. David gives us a great form where they've obviously done some research, done some direct instruction around this idea of the drum breaks, which is fabulous. Couple different things again would be what you do got to have that school, you got to have that group number or student name or something so that you know who this information comes from. So that's usually almost first question I always ask is, what is your name? And again, just consider making these required. I love that they're all open-ended. I think that's great. You may want to think about giving paragraph text, though, so that the kids would have a little bit more room. This is just text. There's also the option of paragraph text. So I love that they're all open-ended. I think that's fabulous, but I would make them required. Otherwise, they would just maybe answer one, and you got to get that student name on there. So other than that, though, that was a great job, David. On the last one comes to, or not last one, I got one more. Buffy has a great one here. Again, I like that it's all open-ended, just really digging deep into students' understanding about parliamentary procedures. So that's all really awesome. But again, do consider making these required, and again, asking for the student name. Finally, this one comes from Karen Fitzpatrick and John Smith. I like that this one's sort of a hybrid. I like that sometimes the links and resources can be embedded here, but you could have had it just be like this sort of a hybrid. Maybe they do it in class and everybody watches them together, and then you have them do this critical evaluation. But I really like this real direct evaluation of critical evaluation of resources. I think that's fabulous. I love that they're required. I love that you've used paragraph text so they have a lot of room to write. And again, some simple thing, just make sure you're adding student name or group or something so that you absolutely know who did this. Would just be the only thing that needs to be tweaked. So overall, what we learned is Google Forms are, I believe, one of the most impactful ways to collect data, to guide kids' research, as well as just real simple formative assessment as you're moving forward. So the biggest thing, again, I've said it a million times, but you got to always make sure that you have at least asking their name in the beginning. If you decide to share the spreadsheet, you can always hide the column with kids' names in it so that you can create anonymity. But if you are really trying to get formative assessment by each student, then you need to know who turned in this information. And again, our kids are super, super smart, and if you don't make their questions required, they will, of course, most likely skip them. So great forms. I think this is a really powerful tool. I know if I was using it back in the classroom, I would be using this tool all of the time. It's just so amazing. It's easy. Kids can do it anywhere, anytime. And then you get a nice, awesome spreadsheet that's a great piece of data that you can bring back to your PLC, that you can share back with the kids and help correct misconceptions right away. And also you can share these individual results like during your parent-teacher conferences. So the Google Forms is the bomb. All right, guys, great work in week 3. Take care.